Hello, heroes and villains. Welcome to Multiverse. I was toying with the idea of making a video showing all the metallic materials, but then I came to realize that I've been promising myself to make a video about all the materials soon, but whenever I try to make that video, something else happens that makes me do another video instead. So I was going to make a video about the metallic material, but then it made me realize that no, I'm going to make a video showing all my materials. I'm way overdue to do that. So I removed the aura so that we could see the material properly. Also, I removed the cape. With some materials, it's a bit better to have a cape, but other materials, it's better to show them without the cape. So I decided to, let's go without the cape this time. Also, I have a lot of material right now. So I'm going to try to be brief with each materials. And also, I'm not going to change a window. I'm going to show these materials in this window so that we can keep things a little bit simple. Otherwise, I'm gonna die in the editing room. So let's get this party started. So we are going to start with the Adaptive Earth Chromo 1. I was also going to make a video about all the materials you could get as an Earth character. I'll probably do that at some point, but again today we'll try to take a look at all the materials. I made a video about a whole bunch of those materials. Basically, I'm going to try to be very quick so that we can take a look at all the materials. But I have videos about most of the materials. So if you look through my videos for, let's say, the anion material, you will find a video that gives you a lot more information. It'll tell you where you can find the material. For the antimatter neon chromo material, it's a gift we got last January, but it would seem that now we can purchase it from the marketplace. And as you can see, there is one color channel. There is one channel where we can actually change the color of the material. But there's two of the channels where the colors are locked, like the blue and the silver. The Arctic material. Love this material. And strangely enough, the Arctic chroma doesn't really look like it. Well, there is one channel that kind of sort of look like it, but not really. The black composite neon chromo material. That material made a lot of people very happy because there's a lot of people who are not able to get the black neon chroma material. So the black composite neon chroma was a nice substitute for that. And of course, we got the black nebula chroma, which is one of the new materials we just got with the booster bundle. So sadly, I will not be able to show you the white nebula chroma because I don't have it just yet. There's a couple of materials I don't have just yet. I don't have the white nebula material, I don't have the dimension material, and probably one or two that I failed to mention. The bioluminescent material, I don't have that one. But even with the blacks, let's go back a bit. Like technically the black neon chroma material is a material where two of the color channels are black, but somehow the black nebula, the black looks different somehow. I can't properly explain it. And of course there's the black royal chroma. I love this material. And there's a lot of material that I love that sadly I don't use very often because there's too many materials and I don't have enough characters to be able to do that. Although I have a lot of characters right now, but so there's some materials that I'm able to use with different characters. But some materials are very expensive and very difficult to get. So ideally, I prefer materials that you can purchase from the marketplace. Usually, when you purchase a material from the marketplace, you can redeem the material for every single characters in your account. And I have a lot of characters, so usually it's very convenient to be able to unlock the materials with all your characters. The blue metallic chroma. That's one of the first material. The first chroma we got were the blue metallic chromas, and holy crap, did I love those chromas. I used the blue metallic one quite a lot. And at some point, I was using a mixture of the blue metallic chroma and the red metallic chroma, but holy crap, I love that material. And the blue metallic material, I'm using that one with a lot of my characters. I love it. The blue phoenix material was a pretty popular one at some point. The blue roll chroma, I have to admit, did not use that one very much. I'm gonna have to try to find a use for it. The blue smoke, probably the most useless material ever. Although there is one good use for it, you can use it to recreate Mysterio. It works. It's perfect for it. The blue spark material was a pretty popular one, and it does look pretty neat. I've used it quite a bit, but I don't use it as much anymore. Sadly, again, too many material, not enough armory to use them all. There's the blue vinyl neon chroma material. That's a pretty cool looking material for a few reasons. And again, one of the channels you can actually customize the colors. So most of the material is blue, but you can add a bit more color if you want to. The blue wrapping paper chroma one, probably Nick's favorite, I think. Or maybe is it the blue wrapping paper chroma 2? I forget. But all seriously, for a material that's made for one of the seasonals and that's made as sort of a goofy joke, I have to admit, I kind of like this one. And next we have the bright cosmic chroma material. So you probably have noticed it's pretty much the material I've been using for some time right now. I kind of like the look it gives. I love the cosmic. I love the cosmic motif, and I love the fact that we can. It doesn't cover the entire style as opposed to the cosmic material. But also, I don't have the cosmic material with this character, so I don't have a choice anyway. I was a foolish fool. I farmed for the cosmic material a lot. I had to do a lot of farming. I had to play the broker a lot to be able to get the cosmic material for a couple of characters. And I was foolish enough not to get the material for this character because way back when this was a Magneto character, and Magneto did not need some foolish chroma cosmic material. So here we have the bronze material, a pretty cool looking material, but I much prefer the gold material. So here we have a bronze chroma 1, bronze chroma 2, and bronze chroma 3. And there's the caregiver chroma that is a free gift we get in November. So if you don't have this material just yet, don't worry, be patient. Next November we should be able to get it again. The same with the caregiver neon chroma material. And again, for the caregiver neon chroma material, there is one channel where you can actually change the colors. The Catian material. Didn't use it very much, sadly, but I kind of like it. Again, too many materials, not enough time. And here we have the chromatic amber material. Unlike the amber material, like the color in the cracks for the amber material is color locked. But for the chromatic amber, you can actually change the colors of the cracks. I love the chrome metallic material. That silver look it gives to the character, love it. There's a steel material that's a bit similar, but depending on the style I try to recreate, sometimes I'll use the chrome metallic, sometimes the steel material. And here we have the critical icon, a nice enough material. Did not use it all that much, sadly. The cursed coral chroma material, it's a funky material. When I made a video about this one, not a lot of people seemed to like it. And now we get into the dark cosmic chroma. The one thing I really enjoy about the black nebula material is that, like here we can see the dark cosmic chroma. The material is not exactly black. It's like black mixed with some sort of dark gray. As opposed to the other one, it's really black, pure black, and I love it. So I'll probably have a tendency to use the nebula material a bit more. We'll see. So here we have the dark shimmer material, the dead water material, the digitized orange material. Kind of reminds me of the critical icon a bit, but not really. I guess this could work well enough with an evil orange lantern. And now we have the digitized purple material. I like it, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a little too pink for most people. The drachma material, I love it. There's another one a bit later that I love even more. So here we have the electron neon chromo material. Yeah, I'm struggling with some of those names. Sadly for me, a lot of those names are a bit of a mouthful. So you can see again, there's two color channels that are the textured material, and the third channel where you can actually change the color of the material. So here we have the amber material. It's pretty much the same material as the other one, but this one is color locked. And of course, we have the amber chroma material, amber chroma 2. So again, as you see, there's an embarrassment of riches. If you have an earth type character, there's a lot of materials you can use. Sorry about that. I live downtown. Nothing that can be done about that. So next we have the enigmatic material. I kind of like it, but it's probably too pinkish for most people. So we have enigmatic chroma. Holy crap! I have to admit I can't recall the last time I used this one. It's been a while. That's the drawback of having an embarrassment of riches. So here we have the force field material. It's kind of like the icon or critical icon material, but a different color. And next we have the forge metal. I love this one. This one and the forge metal chroma. Holy crap, I love those. I'm gonna have to try to get the forge metal chroma 2 and 3. Uh, Maybe I'll get the next to give me a hand to get those. We'll see. Or maybe we'll try to get those during one of our live at 5 live stream. We'll have to wait and see for that. So here we have the first material. We were so happy when we got those materials that had to do with the powers, and then they gave us the chroma materials, which was even better. Obviously, there's some cases where you want to use the first as opposed to the chroma, but overall, holy crap, these look awesome. Although in some cases, like for the Glorious, yeah, the full Glorious look much better than the chroma version, sadly. Somehow the chromas are not exactly the same as the full version for some reasons. Like the green of the glowing material, not exactly the same as the green of the glowing chroma. But holy crap, when we got the glowing chroma material, oh, too far. When we got the glowing chroma material, holy crap, were we happy about that? Finally, we had the official Green Lantern material that a lot of people were asking for. And here we have the gold material. Holy crap, did I love this material. I've used it for quite a bit, and I've used it for quite a few characters and quite a few armories, and I use it still for some characters. And here we have the gold time torn material. I'm, I'm not sure about that one. It's too bright, too bright. It's too bright for me. The golden age material. That's another nice one. The golden neon chroma material. I love that one. I've used it. I've used it quite a bit. So if you needed to recreate a gold type character, and it's not quite, you'll notice it's not quite the same as the gold material. The gold is quite different, but I like both versions for different reasons. And then we have the green hacker material, the green hex. I have to admit, I never used this one, and I don't think I ever will. Although, who knows, maybe at some point I'll realize that there is a character that we can recreate using this material. And the green iridescent material, I was toying with the idea of making a video comparing the green iridescent with the iridescent, but I won't have to. We're going to see that today. I'll probably make a video anyway at some point. The green metal chroma material, I kind of like it, but I have to admit, I don't think I used it very much. It's not a bad material. It's actually quite good. But I just never got around to using it. I used the green metallic at least for one or two armories. I think my Green Lantern has at least one armory with that material. I love those metallic materials. When they made those materials, I have to admit, I really fell in love with those. And the green metallic chromas, holy crap, did I love those. It was tough though. We got those from some booster bundle way back when, and I remember I opened, I don't know, maybe 10, 12, I forget how many. Oh, well, no, actually, maybe even more than that. Like it's one of those cases where I opened a whole bunch of booster bundle, and I got one material out of the bunch. So I had to roll my sleeves and play the broker quite a bit to be able to get the rest. I was able to get one for like 200 million, but then afterwards the price kept on going up and up and up. And for the rest, I had to buy them for about at least 600 million, like 600 million, and maybe a bit more for some. So in the end, in order to be able to get all the metallic chroma materials, I had to spend a lot of money on the broker. For the Harlequin material, that's it's actually a nice material, but I I never really used it. I should probably make a video or two about it. I have a few ideas with it. The Heavenly Chroma, it's not bad, but it's like I don't know. It's a little too like mud, I guess. It's hard to describe. The Hive Chroma material, that's one of the it's probably the best seasonal material we ever got. Holy crap, did I enjoy that material. I used it quite a bit last summer or last spring. Time goes by so fast. I've used it quite a bit last spring, and holy crap, did I enjoy it. Gonna have to use it again. I'll probably use it next spring. It'll probably become the material I'll use during the springtime. We'll see. Sometimes I have certain materials that I use during certain occasions. So here we have the hologram chroma. We can change the color of the hologram part, but the other two channels are color locked. I can't say I've used it very much. And here we have the holographic material. It's a really nice material. I kind of like it. But again, I haven't really used it a lot. I would probably use it for a Green Lantern type character or maybe something else. So here we have the icon material. It's a nice enough material, but I don't think I've used it very much. Here we have the ink material. If you have to create a Venom type character, this is a great material to use with it. So here we have the iridescent material. I kind of like it. I think I'm using it with one or two other characters. And of course, here we have the iridescent nebula chroma. I love this material. It looks really nice. All the nebulas seems to look nice so far. The only one I don't have just yet is the white one, the white nebula chroma. I'm hoping to be able to get it before it's too late. I guess we'll have to wait and see. And of course, we have an iridescent neon chroma material. So you can change the color, the color of one of the channels, but the other two are color locked, obviously. The lava material. It's actually quite a nice material, and it's a kind of material that you could use either for an earth type character or for a fire type character. It would work well with in both scenarios. For the liquid metal, I guess it's a silver version of the ink material. I'm not too crazy about it, but I know that a lot of people seems to enjoy it, so why not? The lucky material. Another one of Nick's favorite, I'm sure. Although it has a really nice color, a really nice gold channel. So if you need a gold type character with a bit of green, it could be an option. The Madness Chroma. I have to admit, barely used it. It's a funky enough looking material. I could see a few characters being created with it. I guess it's supposed to be inspired by Shade, the Changing Man, with the weird pattern into it. And the Magma material. Another one of those materials that could work well enough for either a fire type character or an earth type character. And here we have the magnetic neon chroma material. A lot of people were unhappy when we got this material because they thought it was a ripoff of the steel neon chroma material. And not really. There is, we'll see it a bit more with the chroma 3. So you can see you can change the color of one of the channels. But also, there is a pattern in one of the channels. Like basically the silver channels, there's one silver channel, but there's one of the silver channel where there's a texture built into it, which makes it, in my book, it makes it different from the steel neon chroma material. Personally, I much prefer the steel neon chroma material, but you decide. The mechanized material is a nice one, but I barely used it, sadly. Again, too many. It's not that I don't like the material, too many materials, and not enough armories to use them all. And the chromas looks nice enough. There's some nice animation in the chroma. And the metallic material. It's not very different from the silver material. You'll see that in just a bit. But it's one of those nice materials. But that material was, well, let's say, difficult to come by. And it was very expensive on the broker at some point. And it probably still is at this point. The Moonstone material. I really like this one. It's a pretty cool looking material. The mystical material, not really. And the chroma, I seem to recall, the chroma is a bit better, I guess. But not that much. Not one of those materials that I would use very much, sadly. The negative speed force, that one is a popular one, and it's a pretty cool looking one. I'm using it with my flash character in one of the armories. And here we have the neon camo chromo material. So at some point they give us a whole bunch of camo materials, or neon camo materials, and this is one of them. Here again we have the neon urban camo chroma. And for the nuclear material, there's some nice animation built into it. And there's a similar animation built into the chroma on one of the channels, but it's not quite the same, I think. Oh, actually, the animation is faster. Okay. So it seems to be a similar animation, but that animated a bit faster somehow. I'm sure there's a reason why. I just couldn't tell you why. The opalescent material. At some point, if you wanted to have a nice white suit, there's a you can put the styles in this Universal 9 white, but it doesn't give a nice white, and also often there's a built-in texture in a lot of the styles. But this allowed us to be able to get a nice uniformed white on all the character. Like you could take a style, there's a style like the cyborg style that has a whole bunch of texture built into it. But if you apply a nice material like the opalescent material into it, you can get rid of a lot of unwanted texture. I love it. Again, the Orange X, not something I would ever consider using. I'm sure looking hard enough, I could probably find a use for it, but I'm not sure I really want to. The orange metallic material. Again, I love those metallic materials. And the orange metallic chroma. Holy crap. This is the last metallic chroma where I was able to get. For a long time, I only had 5 of the 6 materials. Somehow, I ran out of steam. I wasn't able to purchase the orange metallic chroma material when it was first available. So sadly, I had to say, so sad, too bad. I want to have that material. But then after roughly 6-8 months after the material were no longer available, I was able to see it on the broker for 600 or 700 million. And at the time, I was able to get the cash and purchase the material. So I was able to, I'm a bit of a completist. I try to have one of everything if I can. And I was a bit disappointed at first that I wasn't able to get all the metallic chroma materials. But in the end, I was able to get the last one. But I had to wait a bit. And obviously, I had to play the broker quite a bit for all those materials. The orange roll chroma is a nice one. I think I've used it to create an Iron Man that was a bit so-so. Sometimes you do what you can with the styles you have. What can you do? The pastel chroma material. I think it's one of the gifts we got last November. So if you guys like that material, if you wait a bit, next November it should be available again. And here we have the pearl neon chroma material. I kind of like it. Again, there's one of the color channel that you can change the color. It's not exactly like the same white as the opalescent material, but it works well enough. Here we have the Phoenix material. Holy crap, this one was hard to come by, and it's a material that also gave me a lesson. Like the very first time we got that material, I think it was for the Amazon. It was in the Amazon time capsule or the Quarantine time capsule, I forget. But basically, I got the rare collection, opening a few time capsule, and I was foolish enough. I thought, okay, I'll sell it on the broker for at the time. I think I sold it for 100 million or something like that. Foolishly thinking that I'll buy it next week or next month for 50 million on the broker. Sadly, it's one of those materials that when it got on the broker, instead of the price going down and down and down and eventually going back up, it actually right off the bat the price went up and up and up, and I was never able to buy it again. So I was a foolish fool. So nowadays, very often you'll see me get a rare item, and sometimes the move would be to sell it early on and make a bunch of cash, and then buy it later on for like half the price. But sadly, the Phoenix material taught me that No, it's not always how that works. So I pretty much regretted selling my collection for the Phoenix material, and so afterwards I had to bite the bullet, and I had to buy the Phoenix material from our friend Booster Gold. It's sad, but it happens. And here we have the pineapple chroma, probably the ugliest chroma ever. I forget if it's one of Nick's favorite, but they're probably not. It's atrocious. It's one of those things where you wonder like, what were they thinking? And I guess this would be another example. Personally, I like those metallic materials, and well, the pink material is fine in my book. But I remember way back when I was using a purple aura for my Magneto character for quite a while, and the purple looks a little pinkish, sadly. And very often I would get comment about, let's say, not very flattering comments about the aura I was using. Personally, I didn't care. I'm an old guy, so I have a thick skin by now. But so I can imagine not many people will want to use this pink metallic material. Personally, I think it would be great to create a Star Sapphire, but what do I know? And here we have the Pulse material, a pretty awesome material to be able to recreate an evil Red Lantern. It looks as if you're covered with blood. Disgusting. The Purple Hex, I don't think I would ever use it, although it's not as bad as the Orange X or some of the other X's we saw. So I could, I guess, find a way to be able to use this material, but I have so many materials that I don't think I'll ever use this one. And the purple metal chroma material, I kind of like it, but it looks a bit dirty, if it makes any sense. So I don't have a tendency to use it. I kind of prefer the purple metal chroma material. It's sleek, shiny. It looks like brand new. I love it. So again, I probably had to buy it for like 600 million on a broker way back when. To get all those metallic chroma materials, I had to play the broker quite a lot, and I had to spend a lot of money on the broker. I can tell you that. And that's one of the things that make me appreciate like the Royal Chroma pack. You can purchase it for I forget 20 bucks on the broker on the marketplace, and once you purchase it on the marketplace for even 20, even if it was 30 bucks, you can redeem it for every single characters in your account. So that alone makes it worth it in my book. I was able to purchase the pack once, and then I was able to redeem it for every single characters on my account. So I think it's 25 bucks. Best 25 bucks I ever spent on this Universe Online. And here we have the Quartz Neon Chroma material. It's part of the at some point they gave us a whole batch of neon chroma material. This was one of them. Again, there's one channel where you can change the color, but you can see the other one kind of reminds me a bit of the diamond material, but not exactly. And here we have the red composite neon chroma. It's not a bad material, but it looks a little too dirty again for my taste. And I'm not too happy, too crazy about the texture. I would prefer no texture, but what can you do? The red metal chroma. If I recall correctly, this is supposed to be inspired by the Red Death somehow. I'm not sure why, because it doesn't look anything like it. If you try to put that material on the Red Death set of gear, it doesn't look anything like Red Death. And the red metallic chroma material. Holy crap, do I love this one too. So at some point I was pretty much mixing this one and the blue metallic chroma material. Like I would use, let's say, the blue on the chest piece and the pants, and I would use the red for the mask, the gloves, and the boots. I loved it. If I could, I would have that material on all my characters, like the metallic chroma materials. I would use them at least on one armory for all my characters. Sadly, these materials were so difficult to come by. I'll never have them for other characters. Unless eventually, if someday maybe they give us the option to be able to unlock materials using replay badges, then I'll probably unlock at least a few of those for some of my other characters. And the red metallic material, holy crap, love this one. I've used it for my Superman. I've used it for the Flash as well, and I love this material. For the red obsidian, it's the material that you get when you purchase. There's a pack on the PlayStation where you spend what it's I think it's 150 bucks, and you get 15,000 marketplace cash, and you get this material. And it's technically it's an expensive material to get, and I never used it. I will probably have to find a way to use it. The red phoenix material, pretty popular material at some point. It probably still is. A little too shiny, I guess, for me, but I'm sure I could find a look or two to use this with. And again, here the red roll chromo material, a nice mixture of red and gold. Oh, I love it. And I was able to unlock it for every single characters in my account, so that alone makes it uber worth it in my book. And here we have the red vinyl neon chromo material. It's a nice enough red. And again, there's one with the channels where we can actually customize, change the color if we want to. So it makes it a bit more versatile. The romantic chroma. I don't think I'll ever use it ever. But who knows? Maybe at some point I'll find a reason to use it. You never know. Probably one of the materials that Nyx loves as well, or not. Here we have the scorching material. It's a nice material. I really like this one. Obviously, it's supposed to be the material that goes with the fire power. And here we have the chroma version. Let's see if the animation is the same. Nah, not even close. So sometimes they look similar, sometimes not really. I guess it depends on whoever made the material, I suppose. The shadow material, that's a really nice one. I often see people say that you cannot get good stuff in DC Universe Online if you play for free. This is one of the materials that you could get completely for free around the time where Justice League Dark was the main the event DLC. And it's a material you could get just using the currency from the DLC. The shimmer material. Never really used it, but I kind of like it. The silver, I've used the silver quite a bit at some point, but the gold material is really the material I enjoyed in that pack. The sinister material, the material of the evil yellow lanterns. But again, once we got the chroma, holy crap, that was even better. We finally had the official evil yellow lantern material. That was glorious. And here we have the smoke chroma. Holy crap, is it a nice one. And it's one of the pretty popular one right now, and pretty difficult to find. So if you manage to get your hands, it comes from the Teen Titans Time Capsule, one of the few items in the Teen Titans Time Capsule that was really nice. And if you manage to get the smoke chroma material, holy crap, run, and don't give it to anyone. Right now, it's almost impossible to get. I saw it yesterday. Yesterday, I think someone was asking like 600 billion. No, 60 billion. Someone was asking like 60 billion for that material. It's crazy. But it's a really popular material, and it's a really nice one. So if you ever manage to get this material, hang on to it. It's almost priceless. Or if you sell it for a lot of money because it's worth it. So here we have the source energy chroma. It's a nice enough material. Some gold, some shiny effects. The sparking material. It's the material for the electric power, and somehow it's a material that seems more appropriate to our friend Professor Zoom, the evil Reverse Flash. And it's a bit ironic, like the negative Speed Force material is something that seeing how the material is red uh, should be used. I guess seems more appropriate to use with a Flash character, and the sparking material, which is sort of golden yellowish, probably is more appropriate for an evil Reverse Flash character. And of course, there's the chroma version. I don't think the animation is quite the same. Nah, not even close. I thought maybe it would be different here, but so you can see the sparking and the sparking chroma, not at all the same thing. The stealth material. I think it's the first material I bought from the quarks vendor. It took me a while. I had to save up and save up and save up my quarks. And way back when, at the time, I didn't have much money, so I could not purchase a whole bunch of time capsule. So I had to save up my quarks, mostly from the free time capsule we could open. And holy crap, was I happy with my purchase. I used it to recreate the Batman from 1989 and a few other things, but it was a nice material to have. And here we have the steel neon chroma material. Holy crap, I really enjoyed that material as well. It was great to be able to recreate a silver type looking character. I think I used it with Cyborg quite a bit. You could create a nice silver surfer using it. So basically it's a silver material with one color channel that you can customize by changing the color if you want to. And here we have the stone chroma material. It's actually a nice... if you have an earth type character and if you want to create your character as if he's like a stone statue or something, this is a pretty nice looking one. So if you're using an earth type character, this is a nice material to have. So again, it's ironically enough, if you're using the earth power, there's quite an embarrassment of riches when it comes to materials to use with your character. The surging material, that was a pretty popular one, and it's a really nice material as you can see. There's a few pieces of gear that have a bit of a water effect into them, some of the Atlantean gear, but here you could pretty much turn any piece of gear or any piece of style into a water effect. It was really nice. And of course, we got the surging, the chroma version, which, let's take a quick look. Which, as you can see, looks nothing like the other one. Here, the animation is much lighter. Here, it's a bit more darker. I much prefer this one. It's the blue is more rich. Here, it looks anemic a bit, but they're both nice materials. And here we have the temporal material. It's not a bad material, but I have to admit, way back when I'm using quantum. I'm a quantum. Yeah, let's say I love quantum, and this is technically the official material for quantum, and I wasn't too crazy about it. The same with the temporal chroma material. I've used it a bit. I've used it for my dark multiverse character for a while, or even this character for a while. But I never really loved it. I can put my finger on it. There's something that bothers me a bit. And next we have the 10th metal chroma material. I love this material. I think I used it at some point to recreate Captain Universe, or even better yet, Spider-Man when he had the powers of Captain Universe. So it's a really nice material. The terrestrial material. So again, part of another one of those materials that are pretty much an embarrassment of riches if you are an earth type character. And the terrestrial chroma doesn't look anything like the terrestrial material. Let's see. It looks more like the magma or the lava material, I think. Like this one looks more like dirt, I guess, and this one looks more like a mixture of lava and rock, or wrong one. Yeah, more like a mixture of lava versus lava. The time-torn material. It's not a bad material, a little bit too shiny, although I've used it quite a bit. It's one of the early materials I had, and way back when we did not have that many materials, so you had to use what you could, and this was a nice material to use for a while. The tungsten material. The tungsten metallic material. If you ever thought that the stealth material was too expensive in terms of quark, this is a nice substitute to have instead. It's not exactly the same. Obviously, it's not quite the same texture. It's not as shiny, but it's not as expensive also. So if somehow you cannot get the stealth material, the tungsten material is a really, really good alternative. And last I saw it on the broker, it wasn't that expensive, but it may be a bit more expensive right now. The unicorn power material. It's something we get for I forget if it's during the Valentine's seasonal or the April's Fool, one of those. So it's something we can get only for a limited amount of time, but it comes back every year, and it's something you get for free. Usually you get it as a random drop, either from the vault or from playing missions during the event. Ah, the Venom material. Yeah, I know it's Venom. I'm just having a bit of fun. It's another material that was pretty good to recreate our friend Camo. If you guys saw my video, I made a video about that where I recreated Camo using that material. And holy crap, was this perfect to recreate our friend Camo, or a Camo type character. And here we have the Vertigo Chroma that a lot of people really didn't like. And looking at it, I can sort of understand why. It's a little too green, I guess. But there is one channel where you can actually customize the color of the channel. Probably doesn't help that I have some bright red with some lemon green. Oh well. But there's a nice texture, a nice animation built into the texture. Oh well. Ah, the void material. One of the few materials, at least originally, where we could actually customize the color. So you can see the red pants, the yellow mask, the blue gloves. So you can pretty much give any color you want to that material. And if you put it all black, it creates a really awesome looking silhouette. The watchful material, I have to admit, not a fan. Obviously, it works well enough if you create an army type character, like I could see a ranger type character using this. But on the broker, it was one of those materials that was very, very, very cheap to purchase. So I don't think a lot of people really liked that material. And of course, we have the watchful chroma. Again, not bad. If you have a character that has a lot of green, I could see someone use it for that, but nah, there's not really material I would use. And here we have the white neon chroma material. It's not a bad material. I kind of like it. And again, there's one color channel where you can actually customize the color of the material. And here we have the wicked material. I kind of like it, but it's not a material I've used a lot, sadly. Although I've used it, I think I've used it for my Dark Multiverse for a bit. I've tried to make like a Galactus type character with this material. It didn't really work, sadly. It's sad, but what can you do? The wild material is another one of those material that doesn't seems to be very popular, sadly. So at the time, you could get it for fairly cheap on the broker, and you can. The same is pretty much true for the wild chroma material. Although I did find a use for it for my evil Cthulhu character. I forget which one I used, the wild chroma. But if you try to create I guess I could see it being used for a swamp thing type character. But other than that, for a plant type character, yeah, it would work well enough. But other than that, not really. And the wrapping paper chroma, one of those materials again that come from this one from the Christmas seasonal, if I recall correctly. I'm sure Nick loves this one as well. It's I understand that sometimes they try to create something just for the fun of it, but sometimes you have to wonder what were they thinking. The yellow force field material. So it's pretty much the same as a force field, but yellow as opposed to white, off-white or whitish. And the yellow metallic material, one of the newer material we got with the current booster bundle. Ever since we got the red metallic material, I was waiting and waiting and waiting for us to be able to get this material. Because I had the red material, the red metallic material for my Flash character, but I needed a material for the yellow, for the boots, for the belt. And finally, my prayers have been answered. Here we are. And I already had the yellow metallic chroma, but it's not. I guess I could have used that for my Flash character if I was able to get it for multiple characters. Again, it was hard enough to get it for this one character. That there's no way I could have got it. I could have gotten this material for multiple characters. Again, I had to spend like 600 million for most of those materials, so it was way too difficult to get. So once I got it for this character, I swore that I would never buy it again, ever. And here with the Royal Chroma version of the yellow material, that's nice enough. It's very yellow, so you'll need a almost a mustard yellow type character or a golden type character. If you have a character with a lot of gold in the styles, yeah, I could see this material being used. And we're almost there. Here we have the Zeus source chroma material. So it's a nice blue, white, and electric material, I guess I would say. Energy material would probably be more sense. Let's go for the chroma 3. So it's a pretty nice looking material. Lots of blue, lots of source energy effect. And there is one more material that we have to look at. And last but not least, the cosmic material. So this is the very first material we got in this universe online. And way back when, I think in order to be able to open booster bundle, I purchased like a few booster bundle. Then I used a whole bunch of loyalty points to be able to open a few more. And after opening, I think 8 or 10 booster bundle, I still did not have the material. So I have to admit, I felt a bit foolish. And after that, for a long time, I did not like the booster bundle very much. I was a bit disappointed that after spending 80 bucks on those booster bundle, I still did not have the material I wanted. So I had to roll up my sleeves and play the broker in order to be able to purchase the material. And I was able to purchase the material 3 times for 3 different characters. But I was a foolish fool way back when. My main hero at the time was Magneto. I did not need a cosmic material. So I got the material for this character. At the time, this was a character called the Prometheum Knight. It was pretty much my main evil villain. And later on, I changed it into the Dark Multiverse. I also purchased the material for my Flash. It seemed like a good idea to create a cosmic Flash character. I had seen this comic as a kid where you had I think it was a Brave and the Bold comic where you had the Flash fighting the Spectre, and you had like something saying like a Flash Cosmic Trader or something like that, and somehow that image stuck with me, and creating a Cosmic Flash seemed like a good idea at the time. And then afterwards we got the negative Speed Force material, which made me feel a bit foolish. In retrospect, that's the material I should have had. I should have given to my Flash character. And I got the material also for my Saturn Knight character on PC. I play on both PlayStation and PC, and at the time I was playing as much on PC as I was on PlayStation. So getting the cosmic material for my Saturn Knight character seemed like a good idea at the time. I was able to buy one of them or 2 of them for 60 million, I think, and the last one I had to spend 100 million. It was the first time I was spending that much on buying items in this universe online, and it was educational. It taught me how to play the broker, not just how to play the broker, but how to play the broker on a superior level, on an elite level. I would say I can't find a proper word. But it really sharpened my skills at playing the broker. And nowadays, playing the broker is pretty much a second nature. And it's one of the reasons why very often when you guys ask me how can we get this or this item, my answer usually is play the broker. Play the broker game and purchase the item you want from the broker. So this is all the materials that I have right now. Obviously, that will probably change soon enough. I will try to get the white Nebula Chroma material if I can. So odds are, if I manage to get it, I'll make a video about it. And there's also the Dimension material that I should try to get. And there's a few others like the Bioluminescent material that I don't have. And probably a couple of others that I failed to mention. But as you saw, at this point, I have pretty much an embarrassment of riches when it comes to material. So if I'm missing a handful of materials, it doesn't really matter. I have more than enough material to use. And actually, what I could use is more armories. I need more armories to be able to showcase more of those materials. Maybe someday we'll be able to have more than 16 armories. I guess we'll have to wait and see for that. If you have any questions, feel free to ask so in the comment section down below, and also what I can do about answering your questions. I have roughly 2,000 videos about this universe online at this point, so if I don't answer your question right away, just search in my videos. Odds are I already made a video that answers your question. Or click one of the videos that you see on your screen right now. Bye-bye.